Greetings, YouTube, and I hope you are all well. What you see out in front of you is some stuff I've had boxed up for about 40 years now, and I wanted to show you all this before I went off into my rant. I'm gonna start with something positive and throw my rant in, and then I'll end with something positive. Sound good? Excellent. Stick around to the end of the video. I got some people I want to holler at. Appreciate it. So, as a young man, I guess I got into RC at a pretty young age. Probably about that age right there. Yes, that's the silver top hat before he had any kind of silver hair. The little dog's name is Roscoe. He was quite an animal. Shortly after that, I went into the Army. Learned how to be a life taker and a heartbreaker. When I went into the Army, I left behind all my trains and everything, and I wanted to show y'all some of what the stuff my mom sent to me that's been boxed up for these 40 some odd years. This is one of the first cars that I made for my HO set. As you can see, that's not dirt. That's where I weatherized it and put it together. I've got a bunch of these cars sitting around, and here's another one that I made and decorated. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why, just is. As you can see, I still got some that I've never put together. They've been sitting in the package. You can see how old that is. They don't put wood as ballast for the bottom of the cars and that anymore. They usually put steel plates, something like this right here. See those steel plates in the bottom of that car? Yes, that's rust on there, but you got to remember it's been sitting around in Florida for 40 years. This one don't even have the trucks on it. The way these things came packaged back when I was a young lad is kind of like this. And you can see this one's put together, got the doors on it, been put together completely. It's an old cattle car. Pretty cool. Can you get some detail on that? I hope so. I'll show you the instructions, what they look like, and it'll tell you just how old this stuff is. It's being difficult, being fiddly. These instructions are quite old, as you can see. Very, very old. I've got another one here that hadn't been put together. This is how they come packaged. You can see the old instructions there. Stuff's been sitting for years and years and years. I've got this one. The boxes are starting to fall apart because they're so old, but they are still in the boxes. There's another Santa Fe car, upside down Santa Fe car. Right here we're going to have SC&L L&N. That's an old one. The company does not exist anymore. That one's completely put together. It's a cattle car. Got the slits in the doors. There's that rusty old metal bottom I was talking about. You can see number 5 couplers for HO. There's the instructions. Still in the box. Still in the box. Probably haven't been run just a few times. I thought this stuff was gone, and I about sat down and cried when I found it. Check this out. Here's the old Tyco Coca-Cola tanker. There's the Tyco Coca-Cola box car. Also, this is how a lot of my cars came to me. They were unpainted, unassembled, so I'd have to paint them, sit there for hours and hours and hours and paint them. This is what hobbyists do from a very young age. This is what hobbyists do. and I point that out to one single person in the audience. We'll get to that later. Now this is not a working engine. It is just one you put in line. It's a switching engine. You see that long nose on there, the long body, tiny cab. It's meant to move around the yard and move other engines and cars around the yard. There is no motor in it. This is one that I put together and kind of halfway decaled before I learned any skills with airbrush or anything. A good look at it. This one definitely has a motor in it. It's heavy enough. I can tell it's got a motor in it. It's also got lights that light up in front of it. All of these are way too old to have any kind of sound in them. That was non-existent, pretty much non-existent when I was doing my HO thing. Way too expensive for me to afford is what I should say. This is a working engine. It's an old L&N. As you can tell, it's seen plenty of love and plenty of run time. There's the bottom carriage, if you want a good look at it. Excuse me for hitting the gimbal. Oh, I love the gimbal, by the way. It makes things so much easier. If you have the means to get one, you need to get you one. It rocks and rolls. That is, I don't know if that's a GP38 or a GP40. Someone with a little bit more knowledge, recent knowledge, would have to tell me. I just don't know. Now these two here that I'm about to show you are really relics, and they may not be worth any money or anything, but they're my favorites. This one, still in the box, still in very, very mint condition, although being, what, 40 years old. This is a GP40, L&M model, GP40 HO gauge. Numbers are 3021 on it. You can look them up if you want to. And this one has been run. This is one of my favorites, quite a handful, lots of weight to it. Lights still work on it. Engine still works. You can see it's in really, really good condition because it's been boxed up for so long. Like I said, runs really good. Not as fast as the next engine I'm going to show you. This engine, on the other hand, is an old Atlas HO gauge, and it's going to be a SD24 diesel from Southern Railways. Southern Railways is still running. As a matter of fact, 100 yards from my house here is a rail line that's used very rarely, but it is used. Piece of cardboard. Here's that Southern engine. Number's 2504. This is also one of my favorites. This is the one I wanted to send to one of you in the audience. Been fighting me the whole way over it. You know who you are, Dan. I'm not gonna mention any names. But this is the one I wanted to send to you, buddy. This is one of my favorites. It's my fastest of my fleet. She was one of my favorites. She's still in mint condition after 43 years. All metal design. Alrighty then, we are back. I hope you enjoyed my train collection there. I had some shout outs I wanted to do, and the reason I wanted to do these shout outs is there's what we like to call a problem out there. It's a terrible problem to have to deal with, but nevertheless, sometimes we have to deal with it. More about that later. Yes, I have my notes. I wanted to be thorough and complete. I'd like to first shout out to, of course, my buddy Drone Worship. I see you're having the time of your life on your scooter, the yellow scooter, the Bumblebee. I hope you're having a great time on that scooter. Have a good time. That's what's important. Big Drone Flyer, 1964. I hope you are well. Flying your Hubsan. I saw you crash your Hubsan just a little bit. Not too bad. Just a little bit. Andrew Silver Fox, what's going on? I hope you are well, sir. He's over in the UK. Drone on. What's going on, brother? Night Train, what's going on, brother? I hope you're also well. I know you two were drug into something by somebody who's, and I hate that for you. I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. Hate that for you. Been here a long time, shouldn't have to deal with it. Shouldn't have to deal with it. Rod Piper, what's up, brother? Gaming with Whiskey. What are you doing, girl? I hope you're well. There's a couple more I want to point out. Brady Sanford. How you doing, buddy? Very nice young man. Very, very nice young man. I wish I could tell you just how nice this young man was. He's a hard worker. He's very respectful. And you don't find that in the younger generation a whole lot today. There are some people out there who still have respect for their elders, but not many. But Brady sent me a message talking about how he liked the video I did before, and I appreciate that, Brady. Thank you so much, buddy. I really appreciate it. Dennis May. A lot of y'all don't know Dennis, but if you did, you'd love it as much as I do. Do anything for anybody. Real good guy. It's like my brother. I hope you're well, buddy. Now, the reason I bring all these people up is there is one of you out there that just don't want to act right. And you see, there's a thing called rights that are due to us, not by man, but by the Creator himself. We have a choice to watch what we want, read what we want, worship what we want. You know, free society. If you don't like somebody, if you don't like what they stand for and don't like what they're putting out there, don't listen to them. Don't watch them. Don't go around and bash the people that do like to watch them just because you feel hurt and get all butt burned on it. So, you know who you are? I ain't gonna call no names. Jan. Oh yeah, we know. We know more than you think we do. If it was up to me, God's honest truth, I'd turn you in myself. I've been asked not to. Think about that for a minute. I'll also throw another picture right down below. You've been screaming and hollering about blah, 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 hashtag this, hashtag that. I'll show you a picture right below. 3, 2, 1. That's what I looked up on TubeBuddy's Keyword Explorer. I don't know why you're bitching about it. Ain't nothing to it. What gives, man? If you don't like somebody, leave them alone. Don't watch them. Turn the channel. And don't bother those around them. It's a good way to get really messed up. You've done a lot of messed up stuff, Jan. You've done a lot of messed up stuff. Ain't cool. NTSB, FAA, they'll come down on you for doing some of the stuff you've done. You might want to think about that before you go running that lip. Here in the South, we call it having an alligator mouth with a mockingbird ass. So there it is. Nevertheless, I hope you're all having a beautiful Mother's Day. I hope you enjoyed my HO toys. I hope you enjoyed my rant. If you don't, say so. If you don't like my videos, tell me why. Have the guts. If you're gonna give me a thumbs down, tell me what you don't like. I can change it. If you don't like it, that's too bad. Change the channel. Don't watch me. This is Silver Top Flyer. signing out from the Appalachian foothills.